This is something that got me thinking today with the Pledge of Allegiance. Why is it that so many Christians assume that when they hear someone speak of God, it automatically means their God, Jesus, Yahweh, whatever? Like when Hawking talks of God, when Einstein talks of God, when other people talk of God, when it's God in the Pledge of Allegiance, it's God anywhere else, it's always their God. There's never ambiguous. There's never this, well, it could be the Muslim God or any other God. No, it's always their God. Is this just egotism, or is it just they assume that because giving praise to one God without a name just means it's their God? I mean, anybody have any explanation for this? This is something that has kind of frustrated me because you hear them taking credit when somebody mentions God or something. But if you look at the context, they're not talking about Jesus or Yahweh. They're just talking about a deistic God or their own gods of some other religion. I mean, this is something that just frustrates me. The stealing of gods, the credit for gods when other people use it. Is there any point to this? Maybe I'm misunderstanding something, but could somebody explain this to me? This is something that's kind of frustrated me. I keep seeing it over and over and over again in different situations. God is not another word for Jesus in every single context. There are some situations where it may be a completely different God, not necessarily Jesus or Yahweh they're talking about. God is also a title. It's not a name, not a proper noun in all contexts. It's something that you see, I guess, with apologetics, where they try to convince you that God exists, as if this will automatically make you a Christian. I don't know, are they just trying to take you away from atheism, or are they trying to convince you that God exists, and therefore it automatically becomes their God, because that's the one they're convinced of? Like you see this with William Lane Craig and other Christians and theists, where they just argue for a God. Doesn't matter what God it is, they just simply argue that a God must exist. What does that automatically mean? We believe in the Christian God because you guys like to stick God with a capital G, so therefore if I believe in God, the only God I can possibly believe in is Jesus or Yahweh, or how does this work exactly? And this is another example of where God becomes Jesus in the mind of the theist without getting anywhere from point A to point B. I mean, am I maybe just misunderstanding the purpose behind, arguing for God and God's existence? Is there a step that's supposed to be taken, or is it just assumed that once you believe in God, that's it? Like, where are you going with this? Because as I've said before, once you've proven that God exists, you still have to prove to me that it's your God. You still got to step there. And if you can just simply prove to me that your God exists, you don't need to prove to me that a God exists, because you all have done that already. I mean, this something just frustrates me. Oh well. Leave comments below, give me your thoughts, or any explanations you guys might have for all this.